Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the zodiac sign, Cancer, and crimes. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the sun, moon, and ascendant. Anyway, people, I'm going to be talking about what I believe the zodiac sign Cancer, as far as crimes they commit, what the zodiac sign Cancer has the strong propensity to commit in terms of crimes. And I mean, this really could be a wide divergence of things, and this could be associated with something connected with family. It could be something simple like failure to pay alimony or child support. This could be revenge on somebody that has hurt a family member. I mean, keep in mind, Cancer can generally be a very passive and submissive sign, and they may not always stand up for themselves, but if you offend or you hurt one of their family members, well, there may simply be hell to pay, and that of course could be a very vast understatement, and Cancer may not feel that they're going to be responsible for their actions at that point in time, and you anger them to that point where they need to take some action. Well, they may not be beyond committing an assault and battery on somebody, for example, that may have hurt a family member. I think what's interesting is that many of you may have seen Sylvester Stallone in the Rocky movies. Now, he has his sun sign in Cancer. And even though, I mean, this is in a movie, I thought was interesting. I've talked before about how a lot of times I think actors and actresses may at least subconsciously take on roles that somehow correspond or correlate with their astrological personalities. And I saw there was one scene in one of the Rocky movies where somebody was trying to call Rocky out, and who was of course Sylvester Stallone, call him out and say, what was challenging him to a fight, trying to bait him into a physical confrontation or whatever, and he ignored it. And then when the guy wound up pushing one of Rocky's family members, then the kid gloves were off and he was ready to fight the guy. So I think it can apply with the zodiac sign Cancer in crimes as well. I mean, you do something to a family member, sometimes it's like, forget it. And I'm not saying all Cancers will retaliate in that way and commit a crime in those set of circumstances, but they could be more likely than the average sign to do that, as far as that goes. And anyway, back to the crimes Cancer may commit. It could be anything home-related, burglarizing a home. It could be just general home destruction, vandalizing a home, defacing a home, even taking possessions out of a home. A lot of their crimes can be home-related. This could be, in some cases, taking say if there's a Cancer sun, moon, or ascendant, and they are divorced or what have you from somebody, from their ex, someone that used to be their significant other, and then they wind up maybe trying to, I could see Cancer more so than the other signs trying to take possession of that child even if they don't have a legal right to. So that could be another example of a Cancerian crime. Now, Cancer crimes also seem to be one of a very emotional nature, where Cancer sometimes could just get in a complete emotional frenzy and react very strongly to something. And you look at high-profile killer Jodi Arias, and she, I mean, was convicted of killing someone. I don't know if it was her ex or if they had been dating at the time or what have you, but I mean, she has her sun sign in Cancer. And I mean, Cancer, the thing about Cancer is, if you notice, you go online, you'll see a number of websites that may have Cancer listed as the #1 like apprehended criminal, which really doesn't prove that they are necessarily the ones that commit the crimes the most. But the reason they maybe, and this is only the sun in Cancer, mind you, keep in mind that they're not factoring in the moon sign or the ascendant sign, but maybe the reason that the sun sign Cancer, at least by sun sign, maybe they do get caught more than the other 11 zodiac signs is attributed strongly to the subjective and emotional nature of the sign, because I think what happens with Cancer is they might commit crimes that are strongly out of emotion, and they're not premeditated and planned, many of them. And because of this, they don't really plan on the crime, so they don't have their elaborate plan on how they're going to cover it up, etc. So what happens is, as a result, that it doesn't take long to find Cancer generally after they may commit the crime, or able, at least for the police and investigators or what have you, to ascertain who committed the crime, because they probably, maybe of all the signs, may have the greatest propensity to leave that evidence around. So, and also another example is, I mean, O.J. Simpson. Now I understand he was never convicted of murdering Nicole Brown Simpson, but many people are strongly suspicious that he indeed did do this. I think in all probability he did. That being the case, he has his sun sign in Cancer, of course, no shocker with this. And I mean, the crimes are just strongly of the heart a lot of times with Cancer. And if O.J. Simpson did this, it was likely because, well, simply that Nicole Brown Simpson wasn't going to have him. She simply wasn't going to have anybody else. And anyway, also it could be some other crimes Cancer may commit, maybe home insurance fraud, maybe something with the home, of course, somebody that's impersonating a real estate broker, or a person that may attempt to sell a home that is not theirs. So those are some things to look at, and Cancer may often collaborate on a crime with a family member or family members, regardless of what the crime is. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the zodiac sign Cancer and crimes, and stay tuned next time where I'll be talking about Leo and crimes. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.